Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we are going to break ground on the Doobie Brothers. Somehow or another, I don't think we've ever done a Doobie Brothers reaction. And they were a major American band. They're still around. They're still touring. Kudos to them. We want to focus on a song that was on their third album, The Captain and Me, which came out in March of 1973. Fantastic record. This is one of two Doobie Brothers records that I personally am pretty well familiar with, just so you know up front. Never actually seen them perform any of these songs live before, though, so I thought, I really would like to see them play back in the day. So we're going to look at a song called Clear as the Driven Snow. That one's by Patrick Simmons, who's one of the amazing guitar players in the band. I don't anticipate that a lot of people have heard this song unless they're Doobie Brothers fans. So, Adrian, have you ever heard this song before?
I have not.
Okay. But you know, of course, of the Doobies, and you know...
Oh, yeah, the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah, they've had a lot of major hits. There's more classics on this record, too, but for now, let's take a look at this one. Very, very curious. It was on Don Kirshner. So, the rock concert, the very popular show back in the early 70s. So this is from 1973. Let's check this out, and we'll discuss afterwards.
All righty.
It's a tune called Clear as the Driven Snow.
man, that was amazing. That was wild.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that. Yeah, that's one of those that's just stuck with me over the years since I first heard it. And that's the first time I've seen it played. And it was interesting to see. I mean, Patrick Simmons, very much a finger player, doing everything with his fingers there. And just, spinning these amazing little riffs and emotions and things all within his fingers there. That was so cool.
Well, I have respect for anybody who can do finger picking anyway, but
Yeah.
But this guy was an expert at it.
For sure. And Tom Johnston was the other guitar player, the one that took up the solo at the end there. Mm-hmm. And he's also the guy, he's the guy that wrote China Grove, talking about the China Grove and Long Train Running. And, he's one of the other big voices that you hear within the early Doobie Brothers stuff. So this is before the Michael McDonald years, who came along a little bit later. And there's some good stuff with him too, but I really like the early stuff. So let's talk about the band a little bit. The guy in the middle was Tiron Porter, or Tiron. I don't know how he pronounces it exactly. I think it's either Tiron or Tiron. But he is an incredible bassist too. He was perfect for this band. You notice he started finger picking along with Patrick, in the beginning part and all that. And then I saw him, he put a pick up, at the top of his headstock, and he just grabbed it and then took that for the rest of the song when they started really grooving out. So I thought that was great. He came along, I think, for the second album, and I'm not sure how long he was in the band, but he was certainly invaluable while he was with them.
Also, the beginning part, that quiet beginning part, it kind of sounds like snow.
Yeah, a little bit, doesn't it? It feels like a, snowy morning or snowy evening, whatever.
Yeah, the ending of it is just heavy.
Yeah.
Minute or so of the song.
If you'd like, we can listen to just at the last minute or so of the studio track so you can get a sense of what it sounded like.
Sure. Wow.
So pretty cool, huh? This is a big ending.
Oh, yeah.
There's more stuff going on in the studio recording. They add those bells and other things, jingle bells and church bell type sound and, stuff Neil Peart had on his kit. Timpanis, I think, were in there. I should mention, they had two drummers. They were one of those bands, just like the Almonds, just like the Grateful Dead and some others, 38 Special, I think. But yeah, two drummers, John Hartman, who was there from the beginning, and Michael Hasek was the other one. I think he was probably the guy with the actual mallets, the drummer on stage. Right.
I thought there were two drummers.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's something nice, when you get two drummers that work well together, I mean, the band starts sounding amazing, I think. That's one reason I like playing with those Allman Brothers, the Allman Brothers tribute that I do, because there's just nothing like it. So that song has always impressed me anyway. But there's a lot of stuff that I think is kind of buried on some of those early records that would be worth hearing. I mean, you should give a listen to that record. First of all, A Captain and Me. Toulouse Street is another amazing one. I'm happy to say they're still around. John Hartman passed away in 2021. Tyrone Porter is still around, and he was with them for quite a long time. He was with them for their first 8-9 years, up till 1980, and then he came back in 87 and stayed till 92. And yeah, I think he just got tired of touring, it sounds like, and I can totally understand that. Michael Hosick has also passed away. He died in 2012. Yeah, so the ones that are still in the band today are Tom Johnston and Patrick Simmons. And in fact, I think Michael McDonald is also in the band today. So they've got all three of the guys who are their main vocalists and main songwriting contributors. So power to them, But I think that was their real heyday, was those early 70s, up till about the mid-70s. Fantastic stuff. All right, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? If you've ever heard the song before, let me know if you've ever heard them play it live. But yeah, I would love to hear your own thoughts. And if you have other suggestions for us, let us know in the comments below. All right. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, take care, folks.
See you later.